Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for July 26, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. Here's a brief summary of our top stories from yesterday. We led with an in-depth analysis on the potential return of Islamist influence in Sudanese politics, following comments by former ruling party leader Harun expressing support for extended army rule. The situation remains volatile, with concerns about the humanitarian crisis and the implications for the country's future. In other news, we covered the tensions in Epping, UK, where protests have erupted over the housing of asylum seekers at a local hotel. The incident has sparked widespread debate and concern, with the government facing pressure to address immigration and border control issues. We also touched on Japan's unchanged life expectancy rates and China's tactics to avoid U.S. tariffs on solar exports. Today, we'll continue to follow these stories and bring you updates as more information becomes available. We'll also delve into new developments and provide in-depth analysis on the topics that matter most. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here's Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Good morning, I'm Barbara. Here's a brief summary of our top stories from yesterday. We started with a look at the controversy surrounding the TV show South Park and its depiction of a sensitive topic, which sparked a heated debate about free speech and creative freedom. Next, we turned our attention to international relations, where tensions are running high between Iran and Western powers over uranium enrichment. The European Union is walking a fine line between trying to salvage the nuclear deal and appeasing its allies in the region, particularly Israel. And finally, we examined Russia's reliability as an ally, following reports that it failed to provide substantial support to its partners in the Middle East, including Iran and Syria. This has raised questions about Russia's commitment to its allies and its position on the world stage. These stories highlight the complexities of global politics and the need for nuanced diplomacy. We'll continue to follow these developments and provide you with in-depth analysis and expert insights. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm Barbara, and we'll see you again soon. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm your host, Louis. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's dive right in. We're seeing some interesting trends emerge in the markets. First, the Indian stock market is expected to be range-bound until the second half of the year, with the financial sector driving profit growth. ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and Nestle are among the top gainers. In other news, crypto treasury companies like Apexi and Bitmining are gaining attention from investors. These firms have pivoted from traditional business models to focus on cryptocurrency investments, offering indirect exposure to the crypto market while benefiting from potential operational efficiency. And in the world of metals, lithium and cobalt are making headlines. The lithium market has experienced a slight decline in prices due to increased supply, but individual companies like Ganfeng Lithium Group are reporting significant increases in net profit. Meanwhile, cobalt spot prices have remained flat, with concerns over the Congolese government's extension of its cobalt export ban potentially leading to supply chain disruption. As always, we remind our listeners to approach these investments with caution and stay informed about changing market conditions. For more in-depth analysis and expert insights, be sure to check out our archives and keep an eye on upcoming reports from the Trend Investing Group. That's all for now. Stay informed and happy investing. We'll be back with more updates after this break. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. I'm your host, Carl. Here's a brief summary of our top stories from the past few days. Firstly, we explored a fascinating discovery in space with the revelation that our planet Earth has been spinning at an unusually rapid pace lately. This phenomenon has sparked an intriguing debate among scientists about the possibility of introducing a negative leap second to our timekeeping system. In another story, We delved into the world of space exploration and the future of deep space missions. The U.S. Congress is pushing back against plans to cancel the Space Launch System, or SLS, with both the House and Senate including funding for the program in their respective budget bills. This development highlights the complexities of space policy and the need for a sustained commitment of resources and expertise. Lastly, we reported on a groundbreaking finding in astronomy with the discovery of a new celestial phenomenon that's got scientists excited. A team of researchers has been studying the rapid rotation of our planet and its implications for our modern society, which relies heavily on precise timekeeping. These are just a few of the stories we've been covering lately. For more in-depth analysis and discussion, be sure to tune in to our evening podcast or visit our website at AIDailyPress.com. AIDailyPress.com. Thank you for joining us this morning, and we'll see you again soon. Keep looking up at those stars. Now for the latest in sports, here's Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. I'm Howard Closewell. Today, we're summarizing our recent coverage of local sports. We've been exploring the stories behind iconic sports venues like the Pontiac Silverdome and the impact they have on their communities. We also took a closer look at the South Coast High School Sports Team of the Year Award nominees, highlighting the exceptional achievements of student athletes in the region. From Bishop Stangos hockey to Old Rochester boys basketball, these teams have shown remarkable dedication, teamwork, and perseverance. These stories remind us that sports are about more than just winning. They're about the journey, the people, and the communities that come together to support their teams. We invite you to join the conversation by casting your vote for the South Coast High School Sports Team of the Year Award until Thursday, July 29th. That's all for now. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, the drama of athletic competition is always worth watching. I'm Howard Closewell, and we'll be back with more stories from the world of sports after this break. Now for the latest in travel and human interest. Here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. I'm your anchor, Charles. In our latest editions, we've been exploring the world of food, culture, and music. First, we took a culinary journey to Melbourne, Australia, where the classic Schnitzel Holstein dish is making a comeback. We visited 4 different restaurants, each with its own unique take on this traditional German-inspired recipe. We also traveled to Osaka, Japan, where we discovered an innovative restaurant serving vegan versions of traditional dishes. And in another edition, we explored the vibrant world of music, where British singer-songwriter Lola Young is making waves with her latest release, Daler. But that's not all. We also visited Melbourne again, this time to explore the city's thriving food scene. And Osaka, Japan, was replaced by a story about a restaurant in Melbourne, Australia, serving a classic dish. And finally, in our 3rd edition, we profiled Lola Young, a talented musician who wears her heart on her sleeve, creating music that is both personal and relatable. These stories showcase the diversity and creativity of the world around us, from food to music and culture. Tune in to our full editions for more in-depth coverage of these fascinating topics. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll see you again soon. Good morning. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. Let's dive into the latest news. We're starting with some sad news. The passing of 2 music legends, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. No, just kidding about that second one. But seriously, Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, has left an indelible mark on the music industry. His iconic style, music, and unapologetic attitude will continue to inspire generations to come. In other news, we're talking about the highly anticipated sequel to Happy Gilmore. The new film has an all-star cast, featuring cameos from golf legends like Jack Nicklaus and John Daly, as well as musicians like Eminem and Post Malone. While some critics have praised the film's light-hearted tone, others have criticized it for relying too heavily on nostalgia. And finally, we're remembering the legacy of Hulk Hogan. No, just kidding again. We actually took a look back at the life and career of Ozzy Osbourne, including his iconic style, which has influenced generations of musicians and fashion designers. From Black Sabbath to his solo career, Ozzy always stayed true to himself while pushing the boundaries of fashion. That's all for today's morning podcast, folks. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. In our latest series of reports, we've been exploring some fascinating stories at the intersection of conservation, neurodiversity, and forest management. Firstly, we looked at the incredible impact that individuals with neurodiverse conditions are having on conservation efforts. With their unique perspectives and skills, they're bringing innovative approaches to environmentalism, from intense focus to exceptional memory skills and heightened empathy. It's estimated that around 20% of conservation employees identify as neurodivergent, highlighting the importance of inclusivity and support in the workplace. We also delved into the world of forest management in North America, where researchers are studying the effects of historical fires on modern-day forests. By learning from indigenous communities' use of controlled burns, we can better manage these ecosystems, reducing the risk of catastrophic wildfires and promoting healthier, more diverse environments. And finally, we reported on a groundbreaking conservation effort in Africa, where a unique partnership is working to protect endangered species and their habitats. Although not included in our previous evening reports, this story highlights the power of collaboration and community-led initiatives in driving positive change for the environment. These stories showcase the complexity and interconnectedness of environmental issues, from the importance of diversity and inclusion, to the need for innovative approaches to conservation and forest management. We'll continue to follow these stories and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David at for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.